International stories, US has again warned Pakistan, saying Islamabad will be held accountable if it doesn't stop providing safe havens to terrorists. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said there can't be safe havens for Taliban, Haqqani network and for others inside Pakistan at a time when everyone is looking for a stable Afghanistan. Pakistan has been under increasing pressure from the West over its failure to curb terrorism and terror financing. Last month, President Donald Trump scrapped $300 million in military aid to Pakistan after years of complaints that Islamabad is harboring terrorists that target both Afghanistan and India.
We made clear that the U.S. policy with respect to South Central Asia has not changed, that our expectation is that Pakistan will not provide safe harbor to terrorists on their western border. We couldn't have made that message any more clear, and that Pakistan will be held to account if they don't achieve that, if they're not sincere in that effort. We don't believe we can get to the place that everyone wants. Right? Everyone wants a reconciliation in Afghanistan, and to achieve that, you can't have a safe harbor for Taliban, for Haqqani, and for others inside of Pakistan. The Pakistani government knows that that's our view, and this administration has already made significant efforts to hold them accountable, and we hope that they'll achieve the goal that we've set out for them.
And to bring us more details on this news story, I'm joined in by our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, who joins me live from New Delhi. A very good morning to you, Siddhant. Siddhant, yesterday we heard the news that the deputy chief of the Afghan Taliban, Baradar, had been released by Pakistan. And this certainly seems to have had no effect on Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, because he still has gone on to issue a stern warning to Pakistan.
But it seems Pakistan is not changing its stance and continuing with its support to terrorism and terrorist sanctuaries in its territory. But of course, this stern warning coming from Washington at a time when there is a new government in Islamabad and a new government with which a lot of hopes were associated. But it seems that these hopes are dissipating very fast. Remember, Pompeo was one of the first high-level U.S. Trump administration person who visited Islamabad immediately after the election results were announced, and Imran Khan charge. He visited Islamabad just a day before the 2+2 dialogue here in New Delhi. In that meeting, a short meeting which took place in Islamabad, lasting for a few hours, and of course he was in Islamabad for approximately 6 hours. He of course sent a message that Pakistan should stop supporting terrorist organization, but it seems that Imran Khan government is not changing its stance, and we saw last week what happened just before the election. There was this terrible attack in Kandahar in which the top political class of Kandahar was wiped off, and of course the election was postponed in the province. But Islamabad needs to understand there is a growing isolation of Islamabad on global stage, especially from India and Afghanistan, because not only Afghanistan has talked about the support that Islamabad is giving to terrorism, but India has also raised this issue many times. Only yesterday, India summoned one of the officials from the Pakistani High Commission and issued a demarche over the Sundar Bani encounter in which 2 Pakistani nationals were involved, and of course they were killed. India has asked the Pakistani establishment to take the bodies back through Rawalakot checkpoint in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, but they haven't responded yet.
Absolutely, Siddhant. Clearly, there is much more to be done by Islamabad to actually win the support and trust of not just the US, but also India. And we will continue to track the latest. Thank you so much for joining us on this story.